Check one, check two, checking three times. What is up, internet? My name is braV, and this is episode number 31 of I Can't Produce a Podcast. I'm joined by my good new homie, Mango, King Mango. Say hello to the people, Mango.
What is up, people?
So I didn't realize. Okay, so that was Crush. Go check him out on Spotify. I wanted to take this opportunity to put this man on because he just put out a really sick album and I don't feel like it's gotten enough plays. I just checked it out on SoundCloud and that's what I played. I played the song Crush off of it. I decided that that was one of my favorite ones earlier when I was listening to it. And then I didn't even realize it kind of bleeds really well into Madness. Did you kind of make them at the same time, or did you kind of make them together, or?
Yeah, every song I tried to blend into the next one. So whenever you're not on SoundCloud or Spotify, it kind of sucks because it has that like mix into it and it just stops. But yeah, I was trying to do that.
It flows really well. And how do you go about kind of connecting the songs together? Like, how does that influence your process? How does that? My friends and I have a lot of questions about your process. You're on FL, unlike most of the producers that are making this kind of music, but you've learned
Yeah,
from the
okay.
FL gang. You've learned from one of the best, though. I know you've probably been You've been learning from Eliminate and his streams for how long now?
Really, since he like started posting stuff, I think he did around like 2020 when lockdown started. He was like, "I'm gonna start a YouTube channel." So since I found him, that's been a lot of inspiration, a lot of what I know about FL. But yeah,
And so then how does your process, how did you go about connecting the songs, if you don't mind me asking, like together? Just like
so
super in detail question.
pretty much a lot of the songs, I would just make them and I put them just their audio file all into one project. And then I kind of would see which ones would fit like next to each other. And I would go back into the project file of those two songs and then find a way to blend them together. So whether that was putting the drums, like a lot of times I would use the same drum beat at the end of one song and the start of the next, and just stuff like that.
It's simple but effective, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
What is your favorite track off of the album, if you had to pick one?
that's hard.
Yeah, it's
A
probably
lot
a
of
hard question, but
yeah. Um,
maybe top three.
yeah, top 3 would be VI. Um, hold up, let me look at it really quick. Yeah, it'd probably be the Eye, Chalk, and Rubber Band. That one was fun.
How long did it take you to make this album? Like, do you think a total of 6 months, 9 months, a year?
Yeah, when did I say I was gonna release one? I think that was around like December.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, I probably started on a lot of the songs like 2 months before that.
Okay, cool. So a lot of these songs are kind of months in the. What was the most recent song that you made on there?
VI. I made actually that one. I went on a trip to Albuquerque a few weeks ago, and I spent the entire drive there and back making that song.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So that was like in a matter of hours, and it got on the album.
Yep.
Hell yeah! How do you work so quickly and efficiently? I wanna put this out there for context for people listening. Mango, how old are you again?
I'm 16.
16. That's impressive. Yeah, I think your project is impressive for your age. I think that makes you a prodigy officially. But most
Yeah.
prodigies also didn't have hundreds of hours of eliminate streams to uh, to watch at a
Yeah.
time. So I kind of want to. What do you think? How do you work so fast? And what is your workflow for, I guess, getting an idea out and kind of feeling confident to put it on a project? Because you don't seem to suffer from the paralysis that a lot of people starting out, I think, suffer from. Um,
Well, a lot of my time, like I'll have a month where I just have no idea what I'm making, like how to start. But then the month after that, I'll make this drop. I'll be like, wait, now I got to make the intro and build it into a song. And a lot of the time, I will build a drop, make the intro, and then I'll start another song. And then just whatever day I feel like it, I'll add on to one of those songs. And it becomes a quick process because I'm working on all of them at once and just like adding a little bit each day.
Interesting. So you were kind of able to work on multiple at a time, you guess?
Yeah. But that wasn't the case. But
Is that normally how
like,
you work? Just on multiple songs at a time. Just um,
yeah, I'll get an idea, I'll put it down. I'll normally start with a drop and then just build on it when I feel like it.
how do you make sure that you come back and finish the song? Like, I feel like a lot of people start that workflow, including myself, but then have a really hard time finishing the things that we start.
Setting the June 2nd dead or June 6th deadline, that was huge.
Yeah.
Or June 2nd. That was huge. Like there's a lot of projects I'm working on now after the album that I just have no like I don't really want to finish them right now. But setting that deadline for the release of the album really helped me like finish the songs and make them sound how I want them to.
Do you have any training in music theory,
Um
like prior to music production?
yes, I was in orchestra 6th grade through freshman year. And then last year I took a music theory class but dropped that cuz it was really boring. But really orchestra helped a lot. just melodies and understanding what works with that. And then the piano roll in FL is really helpful because you can set it to whatever key you want to and just see what sounds good.
So you dropped music theory and also simultaneously dropped an album. Makes sense.
Yep.
Um, that's a ballsy fucking move. Good job. Hell yeah.
Thanks.
Are you gonna go back to music theory or no point?
No,
No point.
I
Okay.
think it didn't really help me. The music theory class didn't really help me with actual music production. 'Cause there's something like there's chords and stuff that you learn, but a lot of the time you can just put that together in a piano roll and not have to really understand what you're putting into it, just knowing if it sounds good and making sure it's all in the key. And all, like, the key knowledge and stuff, I got that from orchestra,
Yeah.
knowing, like, D, D sharp, D minor, all that.
Do you have a favorite key to produce in?
Yeah, D minor.
D minor? Okay.
Yeah. But recently, I have really been getting into C sharp minor. That's kinda fun.
That one is a really fun one. I really like
Yeah.
C sharp minor. E minor is also my
E
favorite.
minor's good.
Yeah. And then
F,
F sharp minor is also
yeah,
pretty fun.
yeah,
Minor keys, baby. So,
yeah,
did you write anything like happy or in a major key on this
no.
album? No, it was all in minors.
Yeah. Yeah, the only major key I'd write in is C sharp because that's the one that still sounds minor, but
Yeah.
it's actually major. But yeah.
So, can you tell me a little bit more about your music journey then? Where did you kind of start getting into EDM and why did you want to start making music? Who was your biggest inspiration into like actually making music versus just listening? You know, I feel like we all have that one.
Skrillex, 100%.
Skrillex, hell yeah.
I listened to his Resos album all the time in, like, elementary school, and by 6th grade, our county paid for Soundtrap, so on our Chromebooks, we all got Soundtrap for free,
I have no idea
and
what that is. Is that a music software? Like a garage
it's an
band thing?
online. Yeah, worse than the garage band, but that's when I mean, it's really only good for loop mixing. It's hard to do anything good on there because it's no plugins, it's just, like, has its own stock sounds, but it has a huge loop bank, so you'd use that, and pretty much my first, like, almost 2 years of producing were on that and doing loop mixing, and then I discovered FL, and that was huge. But
And
the
how old were you when you discovered FL?
probably 13,
Okay.
maybe,
Okay, cool.
somewhere around there, I think. Yeah.
And then you then proceeded to use the free version of it for 3 years?
Yeah,
You were still
and maybe
using the
that's
free
why
version when
my
we met.
yeah, maybe that's why my production is so fast, though, because I would always have to keep that project file open, and before I had the Mac, that was a problem. I had this old Windows computer, and you couldn't do anything else on it when you had, FL or Minecraft or whatever was open, like, you could only do that one thing. So, I kinda had to finish songs right away.
It's actually
Um,
really funny. Yeah, that makes a lot
yeah,
of sense.
but then I got the Mac, and it had a lot better, like, it would close it so it didn't use up RAM and stuff, but you'd still have the project file open. So that worked a lot better for a while, and then I was like, "I need to buy it. I need to be able to reopen projects so I can do VIPs and all of that."
Your VIPs are just whips and remakes. You can't.
Yeah.
It's a complete VIP. It's you can't vary it more than this,
Yeah.
than starting from scratch. Um,
Yeah.
so okay, well that is absolutely crazy. Most people have probably don't do that, but I think that's a real testament to. I don't think that good music comes from crazy good tools. I really don't.
Yeah.
I think I'm a prime example of somebody who has way too many expensive like gizmos and gadgets and haven't I haven't put out an album. You know, I plan to this September, but you know
Ooh.
that deadline's been moving for years now. But I'm trying, I'm trying. So yeah, limiting how did limiting yourself kind of affect your sound? You know, like do you have any um were there things that you just couldn't? I imagine there were things that you just couldn't do on that little tiny computer that like things, and then there were things that you could do on that little tiny computer.
Yeah. I mean, the first year I didn't know how to put plugins in, so I just used stock FL plugins. And I mean, really the only plugins that I have are the Saturator, an OTT, and Vital. And I don't really need much more now.
Yeah.
It's Vital's great.
You do a lot of your sound design in Vital now?
Yeah,
Most of it? All of it?
pretty much all of it.
Vital's an awesome tool. Do you have any
Yeah.
preset packs or do you just kind of design everything yourself?
Um, just the stock ones that are on there. Otherwise, I design them. Like all my bases and stuff are pretty much from Vital.
Good shit.
But like intro stuff, a lot. I mean, I know a lot of my intro sounds similar, and I need to fix that. But that's probably because I'm using around the same sounds.
I did want to talk about, I think that so your album's about 30 minutes long.
Yes.
You go through a lot of different genres in that 30 minutes, or at least like different styles and experimentations and variations of EDM. So I don't think you need
Yeah.
to be too hard on yourself about your intros sounding similar, but I think you've got a really good variation among your sound. I don't think your sounds are kind of clashing together. I think yeah, it's a really like a more of a classic dubstep aggressive style, I'd say. And
Yeah.
it reminds me of Eliminate, which makes a lot of sense.
Weird.
Weird, yeah. How did that happen? So Skrillex is also really good about you know, keeping his genres pretty fresh and yada yada. So what
Yeah.
do you have any like favorite so Recess was like your favorite album getting into kind of EDM and such. Did you have any other artist inspirations? Maybe I know that you don't only listen to EDM, but uh what were some other musical inspirations for you kind of growing up?
Um, a funny one was Red Foo.
Red Foo from
Yeah.
LMFAO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Party Rock Anthem and Let's Get Ridiculous. Those are two big ones. And then we found Skrillex and we were like, that's so much better. But um a
That's
lot of it was Skrillex. DJ Snake was huge.
oh, DJ Snake is yeah, classic,
Turned down for what?
timeless. That
Yeah.
was a huge. Oh wow, that song is going back to in my brain. Going back to when that song came out, it's really ridiculous to think how huge that song is.
Yeah.
Um,
It's crazy.
everyone in the world knows what that song is.
Yeah. Um then Marshmello became kind of big for a little bit there. I think my early times on Soundtrap were trying to sound like him, and I'm glad I don't do that anymore. But um, who else was there? Jaws was big. I like a lot of his songs.
So you were listening to EDM out the womb almost.
Yeah,
Just yeah, that's crazy. Um, I was listening to a lot of this music in my middle school to high school years, but sounds like you had access to this when you were a lot younger, like when it was all coming out, like you were in elementary school. Did
Yeah.
did anyone introduce you to EDM, like in particular? Like,
Yeah. I mean, the Red Foo, that was just kind of, I don't even know how we found out about that, but my family, we liked those songs. But then my neighbor across the street, he was the one that introduced me to Skrillex,
nice.
and he's been probably my biggest CDM influencer because he wanted to be a DJ then, and we were always like listening to Skrillex and stuff. We would listen to it in the back of the bus on the way to school. So uh, he's big. He really got me into all of this.
So, do you said he wanted to be a DJ? Do you? That kind of reminds me. Do you have any practice DJing? Have you played a live set yet?
I haven't played one, but I have practiced a little bit. I have this mini Newmark one.
Newmark's a great one to start on.
Yeah,
What software do you use? Do you use Serato?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Keep at it. Keep at her. Did you use Serato to mix that mix together on SoundCloud or just Ableton or FL? My bad.
Yeah, just FL. I just did it
That
in
was
a
a
one big
slur.
project.
Blasphemy. Um, yeah. So how long have you been doing that for? So you don't really have too much practice at DJing. When did you start?
Um, I actually got, well, I got that table around the same time I was using Soundtrap,
Yeah.
but I never really learned how to use it until like I found out about Serato. Um, but I've just kind of played here and there. Haven't really looked a whole lot into it, but it is kind of fun to just mix the few songs I've downloaded.
What kind of stuff do you like to mix? Like just like dubstep, and like do you like to loop shit together or do effects? Like have you found something that you like doing yet?
Um, Really, it's just like mixing the two together. I like doing build ups and then merging that build
Drop
up and then
switches.
having a, yeah, really not much else to.
Drop switches are crazy. Those are cheat codes. Easy cheat codes. Real life cheat
Yeah,
codes, I mean. Um and then mashups are also real life cheat codes.
yeah. I think I have a lot more fun making the music than mixing.
Mm.
I would rather make the stuff that someone else is like, "Oh, can I download this and put it in my set?" But I also really like doing bootlegs, so I'll just use this YouTube downloader online and find songs and then just build my own thing off of that. And if I was able to see all the folders and stuff in that old computer and the probably go deep into the Mac here, I could find a whole lot of remixes that I've made.
Well, speaking of remixes that you've made, I'm let's talk about your most popular sound on song on SoundCloud.
Yes, the Eric Cartman one.
I'm gonna play the intro for the good
Yeah,
people
you
here.
yeah, you should do that.
All right, so this is King Mango's currently most popular song. It's a beautiful remix of "Every Time We Touch."
Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling. And every time we kiss, I swear I can slide. Can't you feel my heartbeat fast? I want this to last. Need you by my side. Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling. And every time we kiss, I swear I can slide. Can't you feel my heartbeat fast? I want this to last. Need you by my side. Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling. And every time we kiss, I swear I can
Cause every time we